Hey lovelies, it's Bronte Spicer. I'm the author of It's Okay to Cry, The Gentle Way to Dissolving Depression. And I'm just driving back from just such an incredible weekend at the Project 365 You Can Cry event. And that was raising money for mental health awareness and mental health promotion all right through Wangaratta. Thank you to everyone who bought books. We sold an incredible amount of books and we've raised, together with those books, more money for the charity Into Our Hands, which again is supporting mental health promotion in the north central part of Victoria. So it's very exciting. I did lots of reflecting. It was really such a healing weekend for me, looking back on what it was really like for me to have depression for so long. There were some stories shared in the event, and it really kind of brought back up those memories of how bad depression can really be. And I also feel very fortunate to be in a place where I've come out the other side and I have a deeper understanding of what it's like to live with depression and what it's like to live without depression. And I wanted to jump on today and talk about why fighting mental illness is not the answer. So I get it. I know what depression's like. For me, it felt like a big black shadow lurking in the background, creeping over my shoulder. It felt like bad energy. Sometimes it felt like a spinning vortex, like a big black hole that I just would fall in if I kind of went towards my pain or my inner turmoil. It was really debilitating. It was frightening, scary, horrible, exhausting, waking up with it every day. I just wanted it to go away. So I completely get that idea of like fighting it. You just want to it's like a bad thing, right? Like we just want to get rid of it and we want to fight it and we want to get to we want to just like rip it to shreds. We want to get over it. We want to get rid of it, basically. So I wanted to talk about why that is not the answer. It really wasn't the answer for me, and that approach really did not. If I did that, I would still have depression. For me, what really changed things, and I guess the reason why it doesn't work is that this mental illness is a part of you. So when you say that you are fighting this thing, it's actually like you're fighting yourself. So your depression or your anxiety is made up of thoughts and feelings. And yes, there's more than that. There's more that's happening there. Your nervous system is probably stuck in a state of protection. It's either in the fight-flight response or the freeze-please response, or it's in a combination of both simultaneously all the time. I won't go into more about that, but that's, in lots of other videos, or just ask me to do more on that and I'll talk more on that. But essentially what I learned when I had depression, it felt overwhelming. I couldn't put a finger on it. I couldn't narrow it down into something, and really being diagnosed with depression helped me have that label for something I just didn't understand. It actually helped me to be like, right, okay, I've got depression. So I'm going to carry this thing with me. This is, a part of who I am. And there was a level of security and relief in that. It was like, cool, I have this thing. It's like a broken leg. I can carry it with me and I know what this thing is. But when I learned the Killer Bee Inquiries, what I realised was I was just human. And I was having intense feelings, and they were intense because I hadn't felt them for years and I didn't know how to. We don't teach ourselves how to do that because our parents didn't know how to feel their feelings. Our teachers didn't know how to feel their feelings. This is all very new. We've all, been in our heads a lot. So when I learnt the Killer Bee Inquiries, I learnt that I could narrow everything that was happening. So this big black energy, this depression, this bad thing that was inside me was actually a combination of thoughts and feelings. And you can even narrow that even further down to your thoughts are made up of words and pictures. So words are the dialogue, pictures are the mental imagery in your head, and the feelings are body sensations. So that's all that is here right now. In any given moment, when you're experiencing depression or anxiety, I'll talk more about depression because it's in my mind, hearing some incredibly brave stories from people over the weekend about, this thick energy that they can feel in their body that's just always there. I know that, I can taste it. It was horrible. And I still have a similar experience sometimes, and I'm like, oh, it's creeping up, and I have these thoughts like, oh, it's coming back and I'm going to be taken over by it. And that's when I bring the tools in that I know. That's what helps every single time. I'm like, okay, I'm being with the words, right? I'm being with the pictures, I'm being with the body sensations. And by being with and welcoming these parts that make up the depression, which are the words, pictures and body sensations, which are the thoughts and feelings, when I welcome it, so I'm not fighting it, I'm doing the complete opposite to fighting it. After some Wi-Fi issues, I'm welcoming it, I'm not fighting the mental illness, I'm not fighting the depression, I'm welcoming it, I'm allowing it, I'm saying thank you for arising, you're welcome to stay as long as you like, and I'm directly talking to either the thought or the feeling. And we do this in a way that is clear and it's safe, you're not overwhelmed, you don't get, because I know that fear of like, but if I welcome it, I'm going to get completely overwhelmed by this and it's going to like enshroud me and cover me and pull me into its eternal darkness. But we do this from a distance, from a safe distance. So the mental illness is a part of you. So please, just don't fight. Don't fight that part of you. Can you say thank you for arising? And if you can't, that's okay. If there's resistance to welcoming and allowing and having compassion and love for your mental illness, that's okay too. You just be wherever you are on the journey. But if a part of you is interested and intrigued by this, okay, well, how can I be compassionate for this part of me? Knowing that it may, in this process of accepting, allowing, welcoming, loving, holding compassion for, then comes the surrender, the release, and the let go. So everything that we resist persists. So the more that we fight it, the more it's going to be there. What if, and this is exactly what I found to be the case, what if these feelings were a part of us that was calling our attention for us to return back to ourselves? What if these feelings were messengers? Like, what if these feelings were like messages dying for your attention? What if yourself is just calling and crying out for your own attention? Like when all of our attention is out there in the external, our education system is set up for external, extrinsic motivation where we're receiving rewards from outside of us. There is not enough intrinsic motivation where we are learning how to connect with ourselves and receive the joy of being ourselves and receive the messages that our body is intelligently sharing with us. What if those parts that are your depression and anxiety are those abandoned parts from those moments in your life that were terrifying, distressing, horrible, horrific, and they haven't been processed? What if they're those childhood wounds that just want care and love and attention? So if you have a feeling in your body, can you come to it and say thank you for arising? Can you take it with you for the rest of the day? Can you say you're welcome to stay as long as you like? Can you say I love you, I feel you, I hear you, you're welcome here, you belong here? that is the complete opposite to fighting. In this process, we're allowing, we're welcoming. And if, again, I'll repeat, if you feel like that's just not possible and you're just going to get taken over, then come and book a session with me or one of the team. We are all KI facilitators. We have been through the same journey as you, where we were not taught these simple tools to feel safe with our thoughts and feelings. So stop fighting it. Perhaps start trying something different. If what you're doing isn't working for you, I want you to know that you don't have to live with anxiety and depression for the rest of your life. This is not about living with it, managing it. Yes, I know there's a level of comfort in that. I know there's terror about trying something new and what if it doesn't work. I had all of that as well. Rocking up to my first KI session, I was like, if this doesn't work, I'm doomed forever. You know, I'd put my heart and soul out to so many things, waiting for something to work. Nothing worked except this body-based approach to mental health using the Killer Bee inquiries. So fighting our mental illness is not the answer. Love is the answer. Holding a sense of compassion for the parts that make up this mental illness, which are merely thoughts and feelings. There are thoughts and feelings. So I'd love to hear if you're watching, whether you're watching the replay or live with me. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out. And always hit me up in the DMs as well if you want a private chat. Take care, lovelies. Enjoy your day.